Preemie feeding milestones. Unfortunately, there is no definite time period in which premature babies learn to breast or bottle feed. Some preemies catch on quickly, while others take longer. However, most babies will be able to be weaned from a feeding tube by the following gestational ages. 32 to 34 weeks, most preemies have a mature suck and are able to begin the transition from tube feeding to bottle feeding or breastfeeding. 7. 35 to 38.5 weeks, by about a week and a half before your original due date, your baby should be able to suck, swallow, and coordinate eating with breathing enough to take all feedings by mouth. If your baby was born before 27 weeks, was on a ventilator for a long time, wasn't able to eat for a while due to NICU or another illness, or has chronic respiratory problems, it may take longer for them to learn to eat. Usually, to be considered well enough to be discharged from the NICU, babies must be weaned off feeding tubes and able to breastfeed or bottle feed successfully. As your baby is catching up in the NICU, it's important for you and your baby's caregivers to support your baby to learn to feed at their own pace. However, there are things you can do in the NICU that can help your baby thrive. Respect cues, offer the breast or bottle when your baby is awake, sucking on their fist or a pacifier, or rooting for a feeding. Stop the feeding if your baby seems upset or fatigued. Refrain from force feeding. Feeding premature babies should be a positive experience. Forcing a feeding can increase the chances that your baby will develop an oral aversion, a condition where babies don't like anything, including a bottle, in their mouths. Even if there are only a few milliliters left in a bottle, let your baby rest before finishing if they need. Use kangaroo care. Research shows that skin-to-skin contact with your preemie, like laying your naked baby on your bare chest, leads to faster newborn weight gain and boosts your milk supply. Skin-to-skin is also beneficial for preemies when done with non-breastfeeding caregivers. Your preemie may have trouble breastfeeding right away. Premature babies are often born with less developed muscles, respiratory systems, and nervous systems than full-term babies, which may make it tricky for them to latch on and coordinate their sucking and breathing patterns. Preemies need more sleep than other babies. In fact, it's normal for preemies to spend 90% of their day asleep. They also have to work extra hard during feeding as their muscles and nervous systems are still developing. As a result, your premature baby might nod off a few minutes into feeding time, but they will gain more stamina as they grow. There is no set number of ounces or milliliters that your baby must be drinking in order to go home. Rather, most doctors want to see that a preemie is gaining weight steadily and is able to drink from the breast or a bottle, rather than a feeding tube, to be ready for discharge.